What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to talk about the future of these vehicles that are being produced by most manufacturers. In this case, we are going to talk about Toyota. Toyota's turbo system slash hybrid system. Are they worth it? Are they reliable? Should I be concerned about the future of the auto industry? Now, I know a lot of you been complaining, man, why they getting rid of the V8s? Why they getting rid of the big engines, big gas-powered engines? That's what we want. That's what the consumer wants. And I'm sorry to tell you guys, but the way the laws and the government are regulating emissions, I don't think these big V8s are going to be around much longer. And it's not just an issue with Toyota. Most manufacturers are going this route too, producing turbo engines, 4 cylinders. Best you're going to get is a V6 twin turbo, but the majority of these cars are going to be 4-cylinder turbo. I know some are not fans of the turbo system and components, and I know some are not exactly into hybrids. But on today's video, I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about how these system and components work. Hopefully it gives you a little bit of peace of mind and put you at ease when it comes to buying one of these vehicles. So first thing first, we already know it's not only Toyota, it's not a Toyota thing. Most manufacturers are going this route. So let's get that out of the way. So with Toyotas, their turbo system slash hybrid system, the consumer needs to understand when they hear hybrid, a lot of time, customers come in all the time. When they hear the term hybrid, they're thinking about Prius, the Prius C, those kind of things. But there's two different type of hybrid system components that Toyota offers. You're talking about the gas-saving hybrid system, like the ones you will find in the Prius, some of the Highlanders, the RAV4 Prime. They're good for emissions too, but primarily they're for, saving on gas. They're not for power. Now, the system that we have now with the twin turbo V6, such as the Sequoias on the Tundras with the twin turbo slash hybrid system, that's a different hybrid system component than the one you would find in the Prius. So those hybrid system is more of an assisted power for the engine. It's not there to save gas. When you look at the gas mileage, it's not really that much. You might get a little bit better MPG, but it's not significant amount or significant enough to say, oh, it's like a Prius or a Prius C. So the Prius C is more gas friendly. And then the ones you've seen being put in the Tacomas, the Tundra, Sequoias, even some of the Lexus models, that hybrid system in there is more for an assisted, is more for extra power, extra boost to the wheel. And I know some are commenting saying, oh, that's it. There's no way you should be forcing a small engine, such as the V6 twin turbo, small engine, or even the 4 cylinders in a Tacoma. You shouldn't have a small engine in a truck because you're forcing all that power into the engine. It's just a disaster waiting to happen. But I got to be honest with you guys. The technology we have today is not like how it was in the past. The turbo system in these cars, they're made to operate with that vehicle. So what most customers are afraid of is putting too much boost. So they say there's no way you should be forcing all that much pressure and boost into a small crankcase or a small block. It's bound to cause some damage. And that's what some were thinking about too with the twin turbo V6 and the Tundra. But the truth of the matter is that's not the way it works. The technology we have today, we are able to regulate the boost output of the turbo. So the turbo system you have in your car is not constantly producing pressure and boost. It's regulated, it's computer controlled. So if you're just on a highway, just cruising like a regular, normal driver, the turbo is not really operating. It's not really doing much. So that way you could expand the life of the turbo and pretty much keep it there just as a extra helper for power output. So if no power output is needed, you just want to take off from the line you're not in a hurry, then the turbo is not being used. So you don't have to worry about wear and tear constantly happening to the turbo as you drive it. Because I know some people were afraid of that. Oh, I'm going to have to maintain this turbo. It's going to give me a problem. If you're not flooring the car and then driving it and beating it up daily, you're going to pretty much preserve the life of your turbo. So that's one thing to keep in mind. The technology we have today is so much better than in the past. So you don't have to worry about over revving your engine and creating too much pressure and forcing all that pressure inside your engine, and now you have a destroyed engine. Now you're not happy and this car sucks, you're complaining. That's not the way these systems work. Now that can happen. There are cases where people are putting big turbos in their Honda Civics or, trying to get the most power as possible. But usually when those people are putting those enormous turbo that didn't come with the car, they're usually doing other things on the back end, like they're putting stronger connecting rods, stronger pistons, all that stuff goes into it. But when you have a car that comes from the manufacturer, so like for example, with the twin turbo V6 on the Tundras and the Sequoias, if you're pulling a camper, you don't have to worry about the turbo putting out too much boost. And then, it's such too much boost is going into a small crankcase. All that pressure is just going to cause wear and tear. And, unfortunately, down the road, it's going to destroy the engine. That's not the way it works. So when you need the power, it has the capability to deliver that. But if you don't need the power for towing, then it's just pretty much a regular V6 engine. The turbo stays there, doing its thing, ready to be used if needed. But if you're just coasting, like I said, you don't have to worry about that. But if you are going to get a turbo, the maintenance on it needs to be a little different. That's one of the things that I feel like a lot of the consumers are going to have to get used to, maintaining a car with a turbo. Every car you're going to get now is pretty much either going to have some kind of hybrid system or a turbo, unfortunately, to reduce emission, to reduce all kind of stuff. I mean, they have their own reasoning behind it, but mostly it's because of emissions. And two, if you think about it, if you could get the same power output from a turbo and a hybrid system by eliminating two cylinders, plus it's going to be better for the environment, you're not going to get the government on your side. But of course, most consumer may not be happy, but I think it's just a matter of taking time to get used to. I think most people are used to big V8s and 6 cylinders, choose to get a 4-cylinder if they want, but now you're just forcing turbos down all these consumers' throat. At first, there's been a few backlash. I see it all the time at the dealer. Oh, I don't want this car because it has a turbo. I think it's going to take a while for the consumers to get used to. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's a bad idea. I personally think, the way things are engineered today, you're able to get over 200,000 miles out of your vehicle with turbos included, but you need to understand how to properly maintain it. So let's talk about that for a little bit. One of the biggest things with turbo is keeping the heat to a minimum. I know it's kind of hard to do because it's a turbo, and then keeping clean oil circulating in there. That's one of the biggest things with turbo. If you keep it cool, you're not beating on it every day, just do your normal driving. If you need it, it's there, which I'm sure most of these consumers that drive Toyota, that's what they do. They want to get to A to B. They're not trying to race anybody on the racetracks. They're not trying to go to the speedway and then try to challenge, a SRT or Hellcat. Most Toyota drivers, they just want a car to get from A to B. So if you drive it like a regular car, don't think about the turbo, you should be in good shape. Change your oil about 3,500, 4,000 miles, you should be in good shape. Keep clean oil in there. And I remember watching a video with the car care nut. He gave a great tip. If you're gonna beat on that turbo, when you come to your house or to a stop, don't just shut off the car. It makes sense. Keep that car running. Let some clean oil get inside the turbo bearings and stuff to flush it out, cool it down a little bit, and then shut off the car. Don't just quickly after you abuse the car, get home and shut it off because that hot oil that's sitting inside the bearing, it's just gonna cook it. And then over time, it's gonna wear it out, and then you're gonna have some problems, and then you're gonna say this turbo sucks. So a little bit of extra care goes a long way. It may seem, oh, this is not gonna do anything. I did it last week, I got away with it. So you get into a routine or a habit of doing it daily. The next thing you know, your turbo's gone, your engine is setting off a check engine light, and then you complain that the car sucks. So a little bit of routine maintenance, a little bit of care will go a long way. Now, as far as the hybrid system components, these hybrid systems have been engineered and they've been around with Toyota for a while. I don't think there's another manufacturer out there that makes better hybrid system than Toyota. I think when it comes to hybrid technology, I think Toyota is leading the pack. With their Prius, RAV4s, Highlanders, we don't really see any issues. I have yet to replace a hybrid transaxle. I mean, the most we get is maybe a hybrid batteries on the 2010 through 2015 Prius. I have yet to do a battery on the 16 and up Prius generation. It's always usually the older ones prior to 2010. But from 2010 through 2015, usually those are the generation body styles batteries that we're replacing in there. And usually they have high mileage and, you don't see them failing at 50, 60,000 miles. I think it's a good deal. So with their technology, I think it's better than most out there, and we haven't had any issues. And I got to be honest, it took me a while too to get used to the idea. Like, what if I just want, a strong truck, like a Tundra? I want the V8. It took me a while to understand that, hey, this is more of a power assist to an engine that relatively is smaller than a V8, but can still produce the same power output as a V8 without polluting the air. So that's the direction we're going, unfortunately, with the auto industry. And like I said, it's gonna take a while for the consumer to catch up, to get used to the change, but I think it's beneficial for everybody. So let me know what you guys think. Are you a fan of these turbo system? Are you a fan of the hybrid system technology? The cross between the two to power your vehicles? Those who like to tow their boats, campers, RVs, are you gonna trust these systems to do that? You're used to the V8, big diesel trucks, and that's a thing in the past. Me personally, the family, we drive a 24 Highlander now, and that's a four-cylinder turbo. Like I said, proper maintenance, change the oil regularly. If you plan on keeping it long term, you should be in good shape. Like I said, when you think about these turbos, don't think of it as something that's always being put under pressure, that's always being used. The way they're controlled, man, if the power output is not needed, then it's just one component just waiting to be used. And the engine just carry out normally like it would without a turbo. That's the future, guys. I'm sorry, there's no going back to big V8s, big carburetors. Just imagine when they changed from carburetors to fuel injection. Most people didn't like that. When they changed from distributors to coil over, most people didn't like that. It takes a while for people to get used or adjusted to changes. That's normal. That's the way human nature is. That's the way we are. But after a while, we get accustomed to it and we get used to it and we actually end up liking it. Then we look at the technology in the past, you're like, oh, why did we used to drive that? That's the way it works. Let me know what you guys think. Will you be buying one of these new turbo engines, new/hybrid systems, or are you just staying with old reliable? You're gonna ride it till the wheels fall off. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. So that's all I got for you guys today. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Supporting the channel really means a lot to me. I didn't know where this channel was gonna go when I first created it. I love the growth and the support that I'm seeing. It really means a lot to me. You guys are really encouraging me to continue. Anything that I find that you guys will find beneficial or benefit from, I'll drop another one, guys. Until next time, thank you for the support again. As always, thanks for watching.